A typical warm sunny day. The weather was perfect for farming. The farmers went about their daily chores. When suddenly some of the villagers noticed some activity going on near the lake nearby. A Neta, along with his bodyguards, had come to lay the dam's foundation stone. The minister, due to his inexperience, couldn't break the coconut in the first go. They got closer to get a better look. Realized that a dam was going to be built. So, they rushed back to the rest of the villagers to inform them about the exciting news. On confirming the news, the farmers were delighted to know that the dam was finally going to be built.
The villagers decide on how they could make good use of the extra supply of water. They were under the impression that the dam was going to supply water to their farms. They were extremely glad at the thought of it. With the extra supply of water, they planned on growing water-intensive cash crops. But every farm, one could see that the farmers had switched to crops that they would have never grown if there was a limited supply of water available. The farmers worked really hard to plow the field, sow seeds and protect their crops. After a day's worth of hard work, they finally step aside to rest. While resting, they share the reasons for growing a particular crop with the other people in the village. The farmers are excited about what the future holds for them.
years later, the proposed dam had not yet been built. Some of the women find no water in the lake. They find it difficult to keep their crops alive. One of the farmers gets a brilliant idea. He starts digging a well, because of which his crops come back to life for a little while. The other farmers, on seeing this, also start digging wells. For a while, life gets back to normal and they manage to harvest a good amount of crop. But after a few months, the groundwater resources of the village start to get depleted because of the number of wells that have been dug in and around the area. The sudden increase in reliance on them as a water source proved to be fatal. The farmers are unhappy with their plight after exhausting the only other source of water. With no crop, there left with no use for the land. Unhappy and frustrated because of his dreams being shattered, a farmer blames the inauguration stone for all his misfortunes.
Humans think of various solutions to gratify their own needs. Mother Nature does tolerate it for a while, but in time she fights back. There have been various instances in India which gives us an idea of the power of her strength. She has her own way of telling us when enough is enough. But is nature really the one to be blamed? In the village, the regular practice was that the younger girls would go out to gather water for their household needs, and the rest of them would go to work in their farms. The farmers meet to discuss the grim situation they had all landed in, and some of them have even fallen sick due to the lack of proper nutrition. Hardly any water. Water, now being a precious commodity, was used judiciously. Soon, they start making unhealthy attempts to save water. Clothes are not washed, villagers do not drink water, they are unable to cook food due to the lack of water, bathing too was avoided. The villagers start getting terribly unwell because of their unhygienic lifestyle.
As the condition worsens, the farmers are left with no option but to try to mortgage their farms to money lenders so that they get some money for survival. Unhappiness leads to depression as they neither manage to keep their loved ones nor their crop alive. The human body can last for weeks without food, but only days without water.